Well, if you have one of the mail-in ballots to vote in the proposed streetcar expansion, today is the last day to get your ballot to the city. The proposal would extend the streetcar from Union Station through Midtown and the Plaza to UMKC. We have David Johnson with the Kansas City Regional Transit Alliance who is here with us. And David, thanks so much for coming.
Thanks for having me.
All right, so this is the final day before we when will we find out? I mean, we're voting today, those people who have ballots.
Yes, so the court will hand over all of the received ballots to the election board, the Kansas City Election Board. Okay. They'll do the counting and certifying. We hope to have results within the week.
So how does this work? The people with the ballots mailed them in, but if you didn't mail them in, where can you take them now?
Hand deliver is the only remaining method at this late date. Okay. So they must be at the Circuit Court Administrator's office, downtown Kansas City, by 5 p.m. today.
All right, so when people got these ballots, that's where they were addressed to, the Circuit Court. They went to court first.
Correct.
Not the election board.
Right. So the Circuit Court, just by state statute, manages the election for transportation development districts, which is what's being proposed to extend the streetcar south to UMKC.
What I'm wondering is, have any of the ballots, and I understand what, 2,600 so far,
That's a Friday, yes.
Yeah, it's a Friday. Have any of those been counted, or are we going to have to, they're all opened at once, or what happens?
My understanding is that the election board will do the counting all at once, which is, I believe that's their standard process. So, but that's up to them to administer, and we're just, anticipating the results.
So, David, you're so smart. I don't know if you know this, but so 2,600 by Friday. How many were mailed out? How many people were eligible to vote?
Well, I should note we had someone talk to the court this morning, and they had an estimate of 3,500. So between Friday and this morning, that number went up quite a bit. So we're hoping to hit the 4,000 mark before 5 p.m. But your question?
Yeah, I just wondered, that's a pretty good turnout. If you say 2,600, we're still getting some in today.
Right.
And there's 35 possible. That's, I don't know what percent, but it's pretty high.
Well, there are 30,000 voters in the proposed district. So if you were to get, 3,000 of them, that's a 10% turnout. Which isn't awful for a municipal election with just one question.
All right, pretty good. Are you excited? Are you hopeful? You think it's going to happen? You think
there's very strong historic support in this corridor. So just based on that alone, I think we can be confident, but we never really know until the ballots are counted.
Until the ballots are counted. All right, David, thanks so much for coming.
Thank you.